I got to avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. So, Ray, you are being recorded, sir.
Right on.
All right, that's what it says. It gave me a message that said that. So I have to let Ray know
Oh,
that he's
tell
being
people.
recorded. Yeah.
All
You have to
right.
tell people they're being recorded. So, Ray, you are being recorded, sir.
Thank you. Thank
If
you.
you have any
I think
objection to that, please let me
that
know.
law is not that law is not the same in every state though. In some states, only one person has to know.
Hmm.
You
I don't know which state that is, but all right.
don't know which state it is though.
Somebody tell. Okay, so we have digressed early on. So, my name is David. This is my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. Here we are every week, and we're going to talk to you from. We're right here on YouTube, so you can check us out here, or you can go to anchor.fm/preachers from the bleachers, which also propagates out to Spotify.
Spotify,
Thank you.
Spotify,
I was waiting on
Spotify.
that. So if you guys have any comments or like to say anything to us, questions, whatever, please feel free to do that in the chat down at the bottom or the comments section, wherever. Hit us up on the Brotherhood if you're there. We'll be glad to listen to you. Anything you got to say, any questions you got, we'll be happy to talk about it. So we're going to talk about some stuff this week. The NBA bubble. Bubble's looking good. We have some NBA bubble
Bubble up.
awards. Bubble up, bubble up. Bubble up, bubble awards. Major League Baseball. The Cardinals have played 5 games. So NFL. We're going to talk about our Preachers from the Bleachers Fantasy League. So we're going to start that. We got a few people in already. I'm waiting for a couple more to sign up. If you want to be in, hit us up in the comments. We'll be glad to send you an invitation. Um, and then we got some NCAA football news.
It's a the preachers from the bleachers fantasy league is a sucker free fantasy league. Just in case
Sucker
anybody
free.
wanted to know. Sucker free. We ain't no suckers.
All
So
right.
if you ain't got game, don't show up. Bring your A game. We ain't taking none of you C game people. Maybe one. I might need a bye week.
Right on.
Sucker free though.
Right on. Without further ado, let's go to the hot hand. Let's talk about some NBA. So I saw today Westbrook might be out for the playoffs. I don't know how long he's going to be gone. He hurt his quad.
Mm, I
So
ain't even get that news. When this
yeah,
happened?
I just saw. I got home today and I put it on. I haven't been able to listen to or see much news while I've
He
been at
shouldn't have
work
been.
lately.
He shouldn't have been playing Toy Story with his kid. That's what happened. You ain't see that?
Oh, was
It
it?
was a
No.
little. It was a little. He was doing a video playing with his kid. He like his kid had a Woody and he had one, and they
Uh
was
huh.
on a video conference call,
Oh,
Zoom call or whatever, and they were playing toys. That's how I heard the quad.
yeah. Okay, I'm sure it is.
I know from personal experience, brother. I do a lot of video calls with my 5-year-old,
All
and
right.
sometimes, man, the quiet can get in the way on them. Them calls be long. You be sitting in that one position too long, just
Uh,
talking, and then boom, quad happens happens all the time.
so you heard it here first. Westbrook's quad injury was from playing with a Toy Story toy.
Yeah, with his son. Don't That's important now. I mean, if you're gonna get hurt, you might as well get hurt playing with the children, your children.
All right. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot. I don't think the Rockets are going to make it to the championship.
Why?
I don't.
What's wrong with the Rockets? You don't like the Rockets' chances?
I just no. I didn't say that. I just said they're not going to make it to the championship. I think they're
Yeah, I
good,
mean, okay.
but I think the Lakers are going to get there
I
out of
don't
the
know.
West.
No,
I don't know. They haven't looked good in the bubble, but
I
more
don't
more
know.
more more on that later.
Uh,
So Giannis Antetokounmpo is getting suspended for a headbutt. Gets suspended 1 game. So talk to me about this. You got some thoughts on Antetokounmpo?
Man, if it wasn't Giannis Antetokounmpo, Hakuna Matata, whatever you say the damn name,
Yeah.
but if it wasn't Giannis, I'm gonna give Giannis the benefit of the doubt. I know it only because it's Giannis, right? What else has Giannis ever done that was negative in any kind of way? This is the first time. So
Yeah.
because your reputation precedes you, you're not a bad guy by all accounts. From what we can tell, I've seen some videos of him and his kid, and him and his, baby mama. Everything about Giannis. There's nothing to hate about Giannis except for this is the first time. I would be more upset if it cost him some playoff game. Since he only got one game and this one bubble game, I'm gonna cut you some slack. There's no excuse for what he did when you are Giannis Antetokounmpo, MVP finalist for this year. No, you shouldn't have never done it. But since the outcome matters, since the outcome is ultimately not going to hurt the Buck, I'm gonna cut him some slack.
All right, so I like Giannis a lot, and I have no argument with any of the stuff you said about him being a great guy. Seems like a really good guy, but the headbutt was intentional, and he should have been ejected as he was, and he should have been suspended for the next game. And that's what I'm still going to like him after this. And you're right, he doesn't have a history of doing this stuff, and I hope he keeps it that way. I hope it's a one-time incident.
I think he's gonna learn from this, Dave.
Yeah, I think
he
so.
realized. I mean, this one game is I'm Giannis. I can't do this because I hurt my team drastically.
Well, and that one game is a playoff game because they played their 8th game, and he did that. So
they did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was maybe I'm wrong.
That changes my scenario. Now, I thought he had one more game left, bro.
Let me check real
quick.
Check
it out. I think he got one. I think he got one more bubble game, Dave. There's no way. Like, first of all, you know what? Just knowing the NBA and how they do things, there is no way possible they suspended him for a playoff game. I can't believe it. Not the NBA. They don't get down like that, man. They don't. What you see?
All right. Well, well, what I'm looking at,
he's got to have another game. That's some huge. But no, man, he played the Bucks on Thursday, bro.
Okay, all right, my bad.
yeah, he playing the Bucks. Ain't no way they fit. Bro, if this was game 8 and it was gonna be the first game, you know what they would have did? Hey man, we're gonna fine you $250,000. They believe in keeping their stars in the game or people they think are stars. More on that later. But yeah, bro. Yeah, they trying to keep their stars in the game at all times. So they just hey man, you need a rest anyway. We need you to rest up for the playoffs.
So, all right. So my bad. I thought that was the 8th game because I know the Mavs are finishing tomorrow. So I'm wrong. All right. So here we go. So that's one of the things I was going to talk about is records in the bubble. Phoenix is 7-0. 7-0. So I think it's ridiculous that they can't be better in the regular season. 7-0 in this bubble. But I picked the Bucks to go to the finals, and they are 3-4. And the Lakers are also 3-4. So some of the better teams, I was looking at these bubble records. Some of the better teams are actually at the bottom. So I'm kind of wondering about this. Is that 7-0 a real record, or you just got guys in there like the Lakers and the Clippers and whatever else, just kind of they're just getting warm-up experience for the playoffs. They're not really caring too much about the win or the loss here. We're getting our guys in shape a little bit. We're getting the team back together and running some sets and all that kind of stuff. But is it real? Is the bubble real? Are the records
real? It's real. It's real.
They count.
It's real. You know why? The great Bill Parcells said this about football, but it's true for every sport. You are what your record says you are, right? So ultimately, somebody showed up to those games and played. I don't think the Clippers, who was probably their best win, it's probably their best win. I think they got a win over Philly too with Ben Simmons. But you are what your record say you are. You still got to lace them up. I mean, like, I'm just gonna assume you in the NBA, you're an NBA quality player. You might be NBA buster, but you still are an NBA quality player. You laced them up just like everybody else. A win is a win is a win. I'm not gonna discredit they 7-0. What I will say is this year was supposed to be a better year, but I believe DeAndre Ayton probably got hurt again, if I recall. Right in his second year, and I don't think he even played as much. So even though injuries is a part of the game, sometimes when you're missing the biggest piece, it's hard to come back from that. So I just think that right now they are as full and complete as a team as they probably been in a while. So and the reality that just took it to a new level. Like, he was already at a high level, but I just think he took a next step. And this is the measure of a true baller. You know, you might be able to score points, but can you bring your teammates with you?
Yeah.
Can you elevate your teammates' level of play? And even if you do that just a little bit, then I'd be considered a superstar.
So Thursday decides the eighth street, um, eighth seed in the West. So Portland, Memphis, the Suns, and the Spurs are all in on that. So the possibility of taking that eighth spot. One, I can't even believe that Phoenix is vying for that spot. I mean, that 7-0 is incredible. But they got the Mavs next, and they always beat the crap out of the Mavs at the end of the season. I don't know why, because the Mavs always have a better team, but they just sort of lay down for Phoenix.
I have no idea what happened to the Mavs in defense. Rick Carlisle has made a career plan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what his coaching style, if you will. If you said Rick Carlisle, defense comes to mind. So I have no idea what the Mavericks they're giving up 130 to everybody. So I have no idea.
Porzingis, man, I watched guys. Oh, who was it the other night? Robin Lopez went by him like he was a traffic cone. I mean, just Robin Lopez, woo, gone.
Yeah. I saw that game, Dave. He's 7'3", 7'4", whatever it is. It's hard to get down in a good defensive position on somebody. I know it's Robin Lopez, but at the same token, I saw your boy Luka couldn't blow past Robin Lopez. Like
he's a big guy though.
What?
Robin Lopez, he's big. He can get wide. That's all I'm saying.
He couldn't blow. I'm good. Luka is slow as all. Like I told you, he got an old man game. I'm like, dude, you got this big guy on. You got to take him to the rack. He had man.
Like Dame the other day. Dame was, man, how many defenders did Dame get past the other day playing the Mavericks? All of them.
As a matter of fact, he just went past another 7 miles right now.
Yeah, I know. I just thought, there he goes right there.
They olayed the hell out of Dame Lillard. Ole, come on, Dame.
You're right. Nobody can play defense. I don't know what happened to that. It used to be we'd have like one pretty good defensive stopper. Finney Smith is supposed to be a great defender. Maxi Kleber is a good defender.
Finney Smith made a business decision, brother.
Was that be a more offensive player?
Play offense, or you ain't gonna get on this floor. Like I mean, we are 3-and-D happy, right? And when Finney came in the league, he was D-and-D, and now he just learned, hey man, to get more minutes, I'm gonna have to shoot this rock, and he shooting it well. I mean, you got to give him props for his game improving, but it's almost like he forgot the defense part.
Yeah. Cleveland played decent defense the other day. He got steamrolled a couple times, and then they called a foul on him. And I'm like, Dame just went right over him. He went right into him, and that was an offensive foul, but they called Cleveland for it. But I don't know. But yeah, defense. The Mavericks don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Called Deshaun Stevenson. Maybe he's still around somewhere.
Yeah, JR came back. Dwight, Stevenson can come back too.
That's right.
Bring back Lance too.
Yeah, come on with it.
Anybody that can play D right now.
That's right. So, all right, let's go to the Preachers from the Bleachers NBA Bubble Awards. So,
Bubble Awards.
We got a few categories here, and you can throw one in if you want. But you put the newcomer. I don't really know the newcomer, what you meant by the rookie or just somebody, we hadn't considered before.
It didn't matter what you put on your Bubble Awards list. It didn't have to match. You just make it up. It's the bubble. The NBA making up Bubble Awards. We can make up whatever Bubble Awards we want to make too.
Let's do it. So who you got for newcomer then? What do you?
I don't. Let's scratch that one off the list.
Let's move on. All right, sixth man. Sixth man of the bubble.
The sixth man. I put the whole Denver Nuggets bench, because while we've been talking about the Lakers and the Clippers, Denver is the team I would least want to play. There is a very likely chance that all their starters will be healthy on tomorrow, like ready for the game 1 in playoffs. So, I mean, while we at it, head coach is head coach of the year. I don't care about what they did in Toronto or what your boy did with the Lakers. This man is coaching 9, 10, and 11 on the floor. Sometimes your 9th, 10th, and 11th player on the floor at the same time, and they still the 3 seed, right? I mean, like, it's people out there. I like, dude, I didn't even know that dude was still playing. I thought he was in the G League. I know he's only, been in the league 3, 4 years, but he
Yeah.
got everybody balling. They 12 deep, bro. When them new guys come back, I don't know how coach gonna do this. Cause I don't know if I'm finna play you and you ain't been playing in a while. I don't know what your conditioning is like. I already developed some new trust in these young cats. They've been balling. They got us to the 3 seed. So I can't say that I have distrust for them. They done already proved themselves. But Michael Porter and Bobo, now you finna add 2, 3 other cats back to your starting lineup. Hey man, give me the whole Denver Nuggets bitch for 6 man.
Right on. And I don't really have a 6 man. I haven't watched as many of the games as I want to. Work is work right now. So, and they've been playing a bunch of stuff during the day. So, man, I can tell you who the studs are, but I can't tell you who the 6 man is. So, uh, I'll take your Denver 6 man. I'm going to disagree with you on that being coach of the year. I think it's Nick Nurse after he lost Kawhi Leonard. Uh,
Pascal Siakam is the bomb. You recall, I told you this, that I would be done with Kawhi. I wouldn't even ask him back if I were
yeah.
Toronto. I'd have shipped out Kawhi. I'd have shipped out Kyle Lowry. And I told you right after the finals, I would turn this team over to Pascal Siakam and Van and just rebuild from there. Somebody in the NBA will give you something stupid for a 36, 37-year-old Kyle Lowry. Somebody might give you a second round pick, maybe even a late first round pick. Hey man, I'd have just started redeveloping all over. I'd have found me a new Van Fleet and I'd have found me a new Pascal Siakam. Now you stuck because Van Fleet is a free agent and now he gonna want to get paid and there's no way you should pay him and Kyle Lowry. You
Well, but
pay two guys on
that's true.
this
I
floor.
agree with that. But there's good things going on in Toronto, and right now, I think this is the first time I think that since Toronto has been an NBA team or has had an NBA team that I think they actually got a chance of luring a pretty decent free agent up there because the team is going well, the program's going well, the coach is pretty good. You got some talent up there. I mean,
I can't I can't say no to that,
yeah.
but I don't know, man. I ain't finna play number 2 to Pascal. That's just me though. Like
Well,
I'm just me. It just your name sound too French, brother. I can't be playing second fiddle to a dude with a French kind of name. That's just
come
me,
on,
man. That's
you gotta
just me, man. I
you're
don't
gonna
care.
find
I know
some
your
reason.
game is tight. I mean, I'm just saying it's Pascal. Like, you know what I mean? It just sounds like he eating French bread and drinking wine before the game. Man, I mean, the boy can ball.
Yeah,
I can't front on that. But I was
I
just saying,
I don't care. You
I
don't
ain't
have to
playing.
call him
I'm
Pascal.
not playing Pascal. What are we gonna call him? P.
I don't care what your name is if I'm playing ball with you if you can play.
Mm.
I
Maybe
don't
if I'm Paul
I don't care if your
George,
name
maybe
is Murgatroyd,
I'm gonna
whatever.
call you something else. Man. I ain't
Eugene.
gonna call you. I can't play second fiddle to a Pascal. That's just me. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm the Wesley Snipes
All
of
right.
white men can't jump. I mean, I want to look good. I want to look good while we win it. That's
You
all
would
I'm
rather
saying.
look good and
And it's
lose
hard to
than
look
look
good.
bad and win.
It's hard to look good next to a name Pascal. That's probably why Kawhi left. I don't want to be playing with no damn
Yeah, sure.
Pascals.
We'll go with that. All right. So you also put on here the dud. So I think did you have somebody in mind that you thought was a dud?
Oh man, yeah, man. Let me make sure I got my dud right. Ja Morant. You know I love me some Ja Morant,
You
but you ain't
do.
show
You
up in
do.
the bubble. You left your game. You left your game down in Memphis. You got too many barbecue ribs in you down there or something. But I mean, you got the Memphis Blues. I don't know what happened to Ja Morant. Maybe he got tired. I can't say he hit the rookie wall because you had 2, 3 months off. So I don't know. But for my stud, I mean my dud, my bubble, my NBA bubble up dud is Ja Morant, man.
All
He
right.
didn't have it. I still
For
got love for you though.
for me, my dud is I don't know who because he's not making the news. So just nobody. That's what I'm saying. It's like the dud.
Uh,
I don't know about him because he's not playing very well. So he's not. He's not making the
No,
highlights. He's not making the headlines. So,
got you
uh,
cute, right?
yeah. Well, I just like I said, man, I've been doing a lot these days, so I don't get to delve into this as much as I want to right
Yeah.
now. So here we go. I got some on this though: the shock and the surprise. That the guy. So I've got three. I've got
For
three
the
guys.
shot.
Yeah, that are shocked. TJ Warren is averaging 31. So it wasn't just a 53-point performance and then he disappeared again. No, he's been playing pretty well. So no Oladipo. TJ Warren, who I've had on my fantasy team for 2 or 3 years, so I know he can ball and he puts up some good stat lines, but he's scoring 31 a game in this bubble. So I got him, and then I got Michael Porter Jr. has become pretty damn good in the bubble. He's averaging, I didn't write down, he's averaging 23 points per game and 9 rebounds per game in the
Mm-hmm.
bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an
Mm-hmm.
7 game stretch. So, and then my other one, and I heard some guys talking about this, and this is why I paid attention to this guy. Before the bubble started, this was mentioned as one of the guys that they thought might do pretty well in the bubble, and that is Gary Trent. And not that he's all world or anything like that, but he doubled his scoring average and got a lot more playing time in the bubble. So Gary Trent Jr. is with Portland.
You got a
So
lot of shocks. That's a
well,
lot of shots.
well,
And
that's three guys.
you went one way with the shot too, right? I'm gonna disagree with you on Michael Porter. He is everything that we thought he would be.
But he
It
hasn't
just
done it
showed
until now.
with injury though, brother. He healthy now. So this ain't nothing. This ain't no, oh my gosh. Like when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I see you have
All right
arrived.
now,
You
don't
are the guy that
excuse.
I thought you are the guy that I thought you was. That's all I'm saying. It's not a shock when I expected it. So I
No.
didn't have a shock, but I did have an NBA bubble stud, and my bubble stud was TJ Warren. He almost didn't make the list because him and Jimmy Butler had a beef. And Jimmy Butler told him, you couldn't hold my drop, blowing kisses at him, told the man he couldn't hold his drop. And
Yeah.
then you come in here averaging 30 something points and you play against the Miami Heat. And what happened? He laid a damn egg. I was like, I guess Jimmy is right. You can't hold his job. So he is still going to be my NBA bubble stud. But darn it, he almost didn't make the list with that last game, man. I ain't
Well,
gonna penalize him for one game, but yeah, well, TJ Warren would definitely be the NBA bubble stud for me.
well, the stud for me would be Dame. I mean, he's 2 50-point games in this bubble, and like another. I think did he have another 40-point game, something like that? I mean, he's been going crazy. So
61 points.
yeah,
Dame is on a mission. I had Dame for my NBA bubble MVP, and I split it. I mean, I did too. I did him and
I,
Devin Buckets
yeah.
Booker. I
I knew
made
you were gonna
both
say
of them.
Booker.
I made both of them MVP because I mean it was too hard not to do. I mean, Buckets is 7-0. Yeah, I mean, like, and I think they both gonna make the playoffs too. So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna also have to face each other in that 8-9 game, which will be good experience for Phoenix. But they will be going home if you messing with Dame Dollar. They call him Dame Dollar because he money, baby. He money. That's why I got these dollar signs behind me. The dude is money. If you making a bet on the 8-9 game and is Phoenix, disregard. If it's Portland and whoever, take Dame Dollar and the Blazers. So I got both of them twos as my NBA bubble MVPs.
Well, my MVP was Devin Booker, and I had, you know what? I had it Booker slash Dame. I had both of them, same ones you did.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to discount what they did.
But I had another MVP, and that MVP is the bubble itself
All right.
because
You about the most metaphorical dude ever.
what maybe, but dude, the bubble is working, and it's working like no other sport right
So
now.
so
Baseball ain't doing it.
why wouldn't the commissioner be be the MVP for putting the bubble together?
All right, whatever. Six of one, half a dozen of the other. The bubble itself, the
All
commissioner
right.
is not the bubble. He commissioned it and said, "Let's do the bubble." But the bubble itself is keeping the people safe, and it's keeping the COVID cases away. We're seeing everywhere else that people having a problem with this. We're trying to start this sport up. We're trying to start that sport up.
Right.
But you know what? I take that back. It's working in hockey. It's working in the WNBA. So the bubble has let us see the main sport though, one of the big three, and man, that's huge. I just if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be watching any NBA
It
right now.
gave
So
us sports back without having to feel like a selfish butthole.
yeah,
Because I did. I was like, man, you heard me say on this show many, many times, I don't care. Play with rubber gloves. You know what I mean? Like I'm selfish. I want to see my
100%.
sports, right? I want to see my sports. But so now I feel better because I know they can do it safely.
Yes.
Safely. Now, speaking of safely and the bubble and the commissioner, why are they going to let people from outside the bubble in during the playoffs?
Don't
Like,
know.
I mean, you got to be. It's working, bro. See, yeah, man, you got all these rules and stipulations. They could bring one person, and they could bring a kid too if the kid is under 32. Come on, dog.
Do these
You
people
can't
have
be.
to pass COVID tests before they come in? Surely they
They're
do.
like, I believe they're supposed to be quarantined 2 days in their city, and then another 2 days in the bubble. If I heard that correct, but I'm just saying it's not worth it. You winning right now. You winning.
What do you
You
what do you really gain from that? It's not like you're going to get enough revenue from two people coming in.
Yeah, it's like it don't even make no sense, man. It don't make no damn sense.
I
This is
don't
the
know.
first bad move the NBA has made in the bubble.
Yeah.
That's probably why the bubble and the commissioner didn't make my MVP list because I just hope it keep it going, dude. I hope it keep it going. If we get, I tell you what, it's been zero COVID tests, zero COVID tests, zero COVID tests. You get one COVID test after you let people in the bubble, we're gonna have to find the commissioner. We're gonna have to take some of that money. That's a bad decision, brother.
I
There's no,
I don't know.
it's working.
Do they want people on screen that bad? I don't know. I don't know
I know,
what is behind that decision.
I
I
know
don't.
people miss their families, but they made a business decision. They didn't have to.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You made the perfect.
So, did you have a rookie of the bub?
No, I ain't had no rookie of the bubble, man. And, I was gonna go with Bo Bowl if I had to, but he ain't. I mean, he already part of the 6-man group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no rookie of the bubbles. The rookies that were good outside of Ja Morant, disregard because Zion didn't really do much either. So,
He
but
scored 23 a game.
man, I don't care about your garbage buckets you be getting, dog. See me in the isolation, man.
They are
Let me see you
not
take somebody off the
garbage.
drip, man.
You hate that guy.
You gotta stop. Stop. I don't hate the guy.
I cannot figure out why.
You got one pick. I expect a lot, and I'm seeing almost a lot. Right? First of all, is
He's
you
been
healthy
injured.
or is you not healthy?
Well,
Just because you like Dave, don't say
no,
I
no,
hate
no,
the
no, no,
dude.
no, 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 no.
I just ain't
You've been slamming
impressed.
him since he was at Duke. But listen, you just made an excuse just a few minutes ago for Michael Porter Jr. because he was injured. But you're allowing that for Zion?
Back, David. It was the man's back. We
Injury is
talking about
injury.
little old toe, little old ankle, man. Man, get your big butt out there and do
Ankle,
something.
toe.
If he
That's how
listen,
you
stand up,
jump.
Fred. So let's go ahead and compare Porter and Zion. If he did half the things that if he could do half the things Michael Porter could do, I'd be all in on Zion. All I see is a
Zion's better than
dude that
Michael.
power it the boy. You crazy as hell.
I don't know how you don't see this.
You crazy as hell.
I do
I'm
not know
trying to
how.
get Michael Porter. I don't know how. You ask some people. We could take a poll. We're gonna take a poll. Who is better, Michael? Nobody has
Do it.
never.
Let's do it.
That's why you're shocked. That's why you're shocked by Michael Porter because you didn't see that
Oh,
he's
I did.
that game. That game is who he is and what he is.
I
Right?
drafted
I
him in
see
fantasy
one
league
thing
last year.
from Zion. One thing. I see several things from everybody else. At least I would take Bo over Zion with
That is
one
foolish.
damn thing.
I'm going to remind you of that in 5 years that you said you would take Bobo.
If he's better in 5 years, I will say he's better. But today,
He's better now.
today,
Yes.
Bobo has shown more skill than Zion Williams. Zion Williams has shown, don't get it twisted, because I love a man that score in the paint. You know I'm all about score that bucket in the paint, but that's all he could do.
That is not.
And
Oh
when
my
you
God.
6'6", you need to do a little bit more, because you ain't gonna be able to always just score your money in the paint.
But he's doing that in the paint at 6'6". Oh my God.
6 and 25 games. We
I
shall see. Right now, he a fake Draymond Green, and he ain't that good. And you know I don't like Draymond Green.
I know you don't like
He scored
Zion
in the
either.
paint.
I don't.
What else does he do, Dave? He scores with. First of all, let me say this again. You know I love a brother that can score. Give me 2 buckets in the paint, then that fake 3-point all day long. But I'm saying, when you the number 1 pick, I'm gonna need a little bit more.
He's been injured.
I'm gonna need a little bit more,
And he's still
David.
scoring 24 points a game.
I'm gonna need a little more,
Injured,
David.
he's scoring 24 points a game.
His 24 obviously don't mean nothing. His team ain't gonna be in the playoffs.
Okay, he can't do it by himself.
Dame doing it down there by himself. Devin Booker down there doing it by himself. I ain't trying to hear that.
He got Nurkic.
Win half the games. Win half. They ain't even win half.
He was injured for most of those.
Or don't play. Say, hey, coach, if I only got 15 minutes, don't put me in the game. I'm the number 1 pick. Y'all out here treating me like I'm a 2nd round scrub. No, dog. Show me something else. We'll see.
You are not watching. If you think he does one thing, you are not watching him play.
Show me something else, Dave. He ain't got
he makes fantastic passes.
Handles. He ain't
does.
got Michael Porter handles.
Oh
no, he don't,
God.
Dave.
The passes
looking like a fake Anthony Mason out there, man.
Incredible.
Come on, dog. No,
great
dog.
decisions with the ball.
Man, anybody can pass the ball. He's standing out there on the perimeter, Dave, pass the ball. He made one behind the
back. That's what makes me think you are not watching him.
One behind the back pass, bro. One. You are not. You giving him too much hype. He an NBA player.
I'm not giving him hype at all. I'm saying he's a really good passer.
He's the number 1 pick, and you want to give him hype for making the right pass. You're number 1. You number 1 pick. You should make right decisions. Come on, dog.
So wrong on this. It's unreal. It really is unbelievable.
Is his first year comparable to LeBron's?
I'm not saying it is. I never said anything like that.
That's what I want.
I don't care what you want. How many people? Ray, stop. Stop for a second. How many people's first year are like LeBron's? Almost none.
And if you're the number 1 pick and you don't have a first year like LeBron's, you suck too. I need to have it when you're the number 1 pick, bro. Then you're the number 1 pick. I need to have it. I need to have it all.
That's BS. That is so much.
To you,
to everybody.
All number 1 picks by the same.
That is wrong.
1 picks.
So then there's only been one person ever that's worthy of being a first.
I've been 2 or 3, but not a whole lot.
So you can't hold everybody to a standard.
No, you can't. I can't. Don't tell me what I can't do. This is what I want out my number 1 pick.
People to a standard that nobody can
achieve. Like a number 10 pick. That ain't enough. That ain't enough.
Wrong. You're so wrong on this, man.
But bro, you just only. This is my opinion. I'm allowed to have it.
I'm saying it's wrong.
Shit. I need it all. Out there with your little.
Nobody else is ever going to do that, and
I need it.
You see, this guy makes great plays.
And the number 1 pick.
You're saying he's a chump. He makes great plays. He's doing it injured. He's scoring at 6'6" in the paint against guys 7 inches taller than him.
I didn't say he was a chump.
Yeah,
I said I needed more. Like that. Don't put words in my mouth. I need more.
You said you see one thing. He does a lot
of
things.
That's it. But he's the number 1 pick. So those lot of things, that should come automatic with a number 1 pick. It
does. That's what I'm saying. You say you're only seeing one. You are not watching if you're only seeing one.
Other things don't matter when you're the number 1 pick. I don't see enough. The only thing you do spectacular is jump off 2 feet in the paint and dunk. I like it. I love it. but it's the only spectacular thing you do. I need more when you're the number one pick.
Wrong.
It's my money and I want it now. I need more.
You are so wrong.
How come Brandon? Man, come on, dog. We're gonna see next year. We're gonna see who team it is. If
It's still Brandon's team.
then you ain't the man. Then. You ain't the man. Then you ain't the man. You should be better next year than Brandon Ingram. You the number one pick.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. Next, let's go talk some baseball. All right. So the Cardinals have played only 5 games, and everybody else has played about 17. They're not going to finish the season, man. They're not getting 60 games in. It's just not going to happen.
Cardinals?
Yes.
They still got plenty of time to go, though, brother. All that really means is they're rested.
It's 60 games. It's supposed to be 60 games in 66 days. Man, they've already missed 12 games.
So if they only have to play, if they go 40-5, and their record is percentage-wise better than the Cubs, who are in the same division, guess what? St. Louis is number one. It is what it is. It's chaos. It's coronavirus. We can't be. I ain't mad at the Cardinals. I ain't mad at MLB. The only thing you could be mad about is they didn't do a bubble. But 5 games is 5. If they 5-0 right now, guess what? They number one in my mind in that division. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, and that's terrible because I mean they don't have the opportunity for the pitchers to throw their arms out or get hurt during the game or any of that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean this is what. Well, I agree, but you've seen these pitchers getting hurt, so it's not happening that these guys are making it all through games without getting injured. So, I don't know, man. Like I said at the beginning, you're going to have somebody with 60 games. You're going to have somebody with 54. Cardinals might be playing less than 50.
You say 50. So, it looks like 40 games right now.
You know what? I thought about this too. I said one of the things I got down here is the Major League, they need to start a bubble now. I mean, they can still do it now. Fans aren't. Huh?
Where are they going to bubble at?
Well, that's what I considered. This is what I considered is that they're playing the games by region anyway. So select a bubble for each region. So right out here in Arlington, you got 2 stadiums, baseball stadiums. You could do that. LA's got 2 stadiums. Who else has 2 stadiums? Chicago's got 2 stadiums. New York's got 2 stadiums. So they could do that. The reason that I think they might not do that is because on a basketball court, all the measurements are the same. No matter where you play, it's 90 feet. It's 10-foot rims, but it's different in baseball parks.
Yeah, but that's also stupid too.
Well, I'm just
you're a professional league and you don't have uniform fields where it could be 450 in left field in one part and 425 in another. That's just dumb anyway. So
I agree too.
It's stupid before the coronavirus not to have uniform fields. But right now, if it's okay for St. Louis to play 40 games and everybody else play 55 or more, we don't have time to be complaining about whose field is bigger. I don't want to pitch. I don't want to hit in Seattle's ginormous stadium, right?
Yeah.
But you probably want to pitch there. Ain't nobody complaining, man. This is not the time to complain. Like, if wherever if they say, hey, let's do the bubble, just go do the bubble.
I think they should start it now. I don't think they have to wait. I think they get on a phone call with all the owners and coaches and say, we're doing this now. You're playing here, you're playing there, you're playing there.
You missed the most vital, important piece.
What's that?
Players union. Baseball players union.
Yeah.
If you
to the detriment of baseball.
To the detriment of baseball. If you're not to do a bubble with baseball, that conversation need to already be happening behind closed doors with the baseball
you're right.
union. Because if you're not talking to the union about the bubble, then it ain't gonna happen. You almost got to include them like their co-commissioner.
Well, I don't think it would be that hard to convince them, because if you just take the Marlins and the Cardinals alone and say, look what happened.
That's what health. It's what health and safety.
That's health and safety, and you're in danger of nobody making any money for the rest of the season because we got to cancel the season because of this. So I think that's a starting point right there. And the players union will be like, yeah, you're right. If we shut down the season, nobody gets paid. Owners don't get paid, players don't get paid,
Right.
you know.
You don't get
So
you don't get union dues.
that's right. So I think it's they're in the middle of the season right now, but I think they could still start that bubble, and I think they should, and do it by region, because you're playing regional ball games anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't just have one bubble; you got 5 or 6. So like Baltimore/Washington D.C. could be another one because
They got two. Yeah, because they got 2 parks. Yeah.
yep. So um, anyway, Major
How
League
many you got?
Baseball.
How many you got in Florida?
Well, you got 3 teams in Florida, but they're spread out through Florida, like Miami, Tampa, and
Only 5 hours.
yeah. But I mean, it's not
Oh,
like
not
Arlington,
Miami to Tampa is not 5 hours. My bad. Miami to Orlando. Yeah, I think it's about 5 hours.
Orlando. Does Orlando have a baseball park?
No. I was thinking Orlando to Tampa is only like about
Yeah.
an hour and a
So
half.
I
But
don't think you want them that far apart. The ballparks. So I mean, you got plenty of cities where there's two.
you really shouldn't go to Florida or New York anyway.
Absolutely. So instead of New York, it's Baltimore and Washington D.C. So that kind of thing. So um, anyway, that's my thought. I start it now. That's my thing. All right. So the A's and the Astros got into it. So this is the second Astros kerfuffle, if you will, of this season.
Kerfuffle.
I said it. Kerfuffle.
You nailed that like a split hog, brother.
So they've been in 2 fights. So the A's Ramon Laureano got suspended 6 games, and the Astros coach, I forgot his name already. The
20.
Astros coach, 20. Alex Citron. That's what his name. Alex
Yeah.
Citron. So he said something he shouldn't have said to Ramon Laureano. But here's the, and they plunked Laureano twice in that game. So here's the deal. This is what gets me about the Astros is they are completely getting away with this sign stealing thing. They had to give everybody amnesty so they would testify and say yes we did this and blah blah. So they're not paying for it in any way. They got away with it.
Right.
So I think that every team that they play this year ought to be able to plunk at least one of their players with no retaliation. Because the league has already told these guys, look, if we catch you stealing signs, you're suspended. Yet the Astros
They
went
got
a
caught again?
no. I'm saying that's the rule. They've said
Oh.
now. They said anybody in the major leagues, if you get caught stealing signs, we're going to suspend you. Yet the Astros won a World Series doing this, and nobody's paying for it. Nothing. There's no suspensions. There's no fines. There's no. Well, the coaches did, but none of the players had to pay for any of it. So that's why I think the umpires ought to turn their head, look the other way, if an Astro gets plunked. And every game, every team that plays them, one guy.
The coach was wrong. You the
The coach.
coach, man. You're in, I'm not gonna say position of authority, but you're a coach. You're supposed to be, have a cooler head.
Absolutely.
He invited it.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on."
Yeah. He said something to him in Spanish too. Said something about his mother.
And them fighting's words.
Yes.
Them is fighting words. If that's worse than saying the N word. You talk about my mama, it's on, brother.
Yeah.
I got 20 games too. Because first of all, I'm picking up every bat, every water bucket, everything. My mama is sacred. All mamas are sacred. No, sir. 20 games. I didn't know he said his mama. Just on that alone, he should have been suspended for the rest of the year. Talk about nobody's mama, man. Shit.
I sometimes I really hate the unwritten rules of baseball. Like, you got a pitcher out there throwing a 100-mile-an-hour fastball at somebody's back, yet he can't charge the mound. Like, if you throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball at my head, I'm throwing the bat at you.
I'm not throwing the bat. I'm finna be like Charles Barkley. Y'all gonna suspend me. Somebody finna get paid. You know what I mean? Because I'm finna throw you through a glass plate window or something.
I'm
I'm
following
taking.
up the
First, I
bat.
don't know why people throw the bat. If I got a bat in my hand, you just threw a 90-mile-an-hour rock at me, and
Yeah.
I'm finna drop my bat. I'm finna swing it. I bet you I'm finna hit a home run on that big softball head.
I'm
No, dog.
I'm I'm throwing the bat because there's more surface area, so it's more likely to hit you, and then I'm following the bat. So I throw the bat and then I run after it, and I'm punching you as soon after the bat hits you. So, but yeah, I just these stupid
That's
rules
why.
sometimes.
That's why I like my man Tim Batflip Anderson. Yeah, he don't care nothing about them unwritten rules, man. White Sox, we coming, baby. We coming about 2 games.
All
Coming.
right. So moving on. Cleveland suspended two starting pitchers for leaving the hotel in Chicago. Again, stupid people. You're messing with your money. Like they left the hotel or their team bubble or whatever it is, and they went out. Man, Major League is not playing, or in this case, it's Cleveland. They're not playing. Like you're gonna jeopardize our season. Just go on about it. We don't want anything to do with you. Go back, spend some time in quarantine.
I
When you
didn't.
come back,
I didn't know they baseball had rules that you couldn't leave the hotel when they were traveling.
well, no, this is Cleveland that suspended them. It wasn't Major League, but Cleveland suspended their players and said
So in other words, the Cleveland baseball team got
yes,
rules about once we hit a city, you got to stay in the bubble,
yes,
stay in the hotel.
yes.
Okay, all right, all
So
right.
so
I
you
wasn't
got
aware. I wasn't.
five starters. You're in a bubble. You got 60 games. These guys are starters, not bench guys, not relievers, starters. And they said gone. So they are not playing. Don't mess around with it. I like the example they're setting. I do.
It's a good example. We said I think I mentioned this last week or week for last. Baseball just got to get it together all the way. I mean, they still high fiving. You know what I mean? Like, and they sit
Yeah.
really close to each other. I mean, they don't really do. I mean, there's a few. It looks like about a third of the guys are trying to be coronavirus awareness. I'm not gonna say social distancing. They playing a sport. That's already hard.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. I have still yet to see NBA, NHL, or baseball player. Where is the damn hand sanitizer, bro? Like, I mean, like
It's
like
on the
that
bench. You
should
just
be
can't
a
see it.
no, bro. It should be a rule. If I make it to first, getting some hand sanitizer from the other team's first base coach, that seemed like a great idea. Just squeeze a little bit on me, brother. Thank you, man.
That a
Like
little
I ain't
sanitizing station right there
understand
at
it.
first.
If I make it to third, it should be a hand sanitizer station over there, man. Like I know I know people think I'm crazy. I'm just saying they still high fiving and hugging. You know what I mean? Like, and you ain't in no bubble. You see what I'm saying? Like, you going after the game, you're gonna get on a plane, go to another hotel. Like, it seemed like they not trying, Dave. It seemed like they just, hey, we just gonna keep playing the game like usual.
Well, I think
Mm.
the Astros are all going to come down with it with all the fights they keep getting in. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're the next Cardinals because they're up on everybody.
You
So
have somebody if you the opposite team
yeah,
and you got somebody with coronavirus,
send them
do
on
you
over.
make you send them to the Houston Astros to congratulate them when they're well? Hey man, y'all did a great job. Let me
Well,
shake your
not
hand. I love
you get that guy to pick a fight with them. If
you.
it's one of your
Hey, make
pitchers,
sure
he
make
plunks them.
sure he just takes saliva out of his mouth and put it all in other people's
Oh
eyes and
yeah,
everything. That'd be real good.
that is
The whole Astro squad got corona. We ain't got to worry
that.
about them cheating
Yeah,
this year.
man, the way they're getting in fights, you don't even have to worry about sending somebody over there to them. They'll find it. All right, moving on to the NFL. Man, I don't have a lot on NFL right now. So Lamar Miller went to the Pats.
Mm.
So, and I just see him like that's the next LeGarrette Blount at the Pats. I think we said something about LeGarrette Blount just this week talking on one of our
Yeah,
conversations, and like
yeah.
that's what
He just
that's what
made
I'm seeing out of him.
got 12 touchdowns and only 9 carries. That kind
Yeah,
of that kind of season.
tied 12
But
touchdowns and 9 yards.
Hey, bro, I've been counting out Lamar Miller for about 3 years.
Yeah,
I had him on my fantasy team 2 years in a row, and then the third year he was right there to be drafted. I said, "Hey man, this dude got to fall off," and then he came right back had 2 more good seasons. So it's hard for me to say he gonna fall off when he with the Patriots because it's the Patriots and they always do what they do.
they get something
But
out of him.
yeah, man, I ain't expecting much out of Lamar Miller. I'm with you. Maybe he'll get 10 touchdowns on 11 carries or something. We'll see.
Yeah. You know, if somebody gets hurt, he can be a good spot start or something like that.
One of the good things that happened in the NFL is the Cowboys did a voluntary bubble. The players got
Yeah, I've heard about that.
yeah, because the Star is right. Their practice facility,
Yeah,
the Star, is right next to the Omni
hotel.
Hotel. So
Yeah,
they just decided, hey man, let's just stay in the hotel ourselves. So they
right.
got. I mean, that's a good thing. At least they
Well,
thinking and trying to prepare.
I agree. I like that, and I think so far the NFL's done pretty well. I mean, they've been having practices and guys, doing their
Yeah,
thing and whatever.
right.
You haven't been hearing about any COVID cases or any of that kind of stuff. So, um, somebody joked with me the other day. I said something about fantasy football, and he said, "Yeah, you're funny if you think that NFL is going to be playing this fall." And I'm like, "Well, it's not like college football. You've had all these college football teams with Clemson and Alabama and all these other guys that have had lots of COVID cases, but NFL, they're doing their thing, and man, they're not. They might have a case here or there, but it's nothing like the other guys. So." I guess I'm not really worried about NFL. I know there's not going to be anybody in the stands, but I'm not really worried about them playing this year. I think they're going to. I think they're doing a good job so far of what it is they need to do.
I
So
mean, you no news is good news.
yeah,
So as long as you're not hearing about sudden escalating high COVID-19 cases in the NFL, it's a good thing.
yeah,
As long as if we don't hear NFL and COVID-19 tests, it's working. Whatever they're doing, whatever each individual team is doing, is working.
yeah. So okay, just once again, I want to say real quick about the Preachers from the Bleachers Fantasy Football League that we're doing this year. If you guys want in, let us know. Put something in the comments. Contact us on the Brotherhood. Uh, we're going to get that going. It's going to be a 12-person keeper league. So, and which Ray and I have never done before, but I've been wanting to do for a long time. So we're going to see how that goes. Ray,
And
continue.
and keeper league does not mean dynasty, which is
That's correct.
yeah, because I'm looking for a dynasty league.
Well, we might
I'm
try
on
that. We might start that next year. Let's do the keeper league this year. So
yeah.
we'll have two leagues going, a dynasty and a keeper. But anyway, I'll have to find a new site for that one because I'm not sure if ESPN does that one or not.
Right on.
But we'll check that out. And that's all I really got on NFL.
Right on.
So in NCAA, bunch of stuff. The MAC postponed their fall sports, and then the Pac-12
Boo.
and Big
Oh
Ten
darn. Oh
see,
darn, the Mac.
yeah, see, well, here's what you just are not giving credit to. It is
What?
an ecosystem, just like the
The,
world.
the Mac is like the ants of the ecosystem in college football.
Even
The
so, they're
reason
part of
the
it.
reason why the Mac
I don't
canceled.
care what the reason is, because
What do you mean?
but
Because you
that,
think the reason is strictly COVID.
no. That's not. I'm sorry. I was going to say I don't care what the reason is that you think they're ants. Okay, if you were going to say something else, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why you cancel if you one of these MAC conference schools is you suddenly don't have your game against Alabama. That's your whole football budget. Like if you playing one of the
That's
Power
part of
Five
it. Yeah,
and getting $21 million,
yeah,
now you don't have that $21 million to play. You really don't have a way to actually fund your whole football season. Not alone your football season,
your
you don't
athletics
have a
program.
way to fund your whole athletics
Yeah,
department. So the second that the big conferences say we're only going conference only,
yeah,
that's the ecosystem is it went the other way. It wasn't the MAC saying, hey, we canceling, and then Big Ten say, oh, we're canceling too. The snowball effect happened from the Power Five down, not the
yeah.
other Power Five up.
But I know the Power Five. I think needs the smaller conferences too. I mean, they don't need them as much as the smaller conferences need them. But college football,
What they
college
need,
sports, it's everybody needs everybody, man. I mean,
what they need them for?
for games, for exposure, for
Yeah.
Alabama's got somebody they got to beat 65-0, right? They're not going to beat A&M 65 to nothing. Nothing. It
No,
might be
no,
65 to
no.
40.
You don't need to beat nobody
Yeah, you do.
65 nothing. We need
Yeah.
all games be 27,
Oh, they
24,
do. But it's not going to
27.
be that way.
It is in the Big 12 because they still playing.
But
And calling
Alabama,
Nebraska, since Nebraska say they still want to play, we will invite Nebraska down to the Big 12. Guess what? The Big 12 might do a bowl.
That's fine. But it matters when they're doing the standings for the playoffs and all that, how many points you scored against folks and what your average margin of win was and all that stuff matters. So I can't go into the financial reasons that even the bigger conferences need the smaller conferences, but it is, and it's not as much. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's equal, but everybody needs everybody in college sports. It's not just Power Five needs Power Five.
Now, in basketball, I would agree with you, but I don't for football.
Okay.
I'd even agree with you in baseball because there's some great small schools that play great baseball, but
Yeah.
not for football. not for football.
I said it's not equal, but I think they still need them. So we'll see. We're going to have a chance to find out. So
Well, it probably ain't gonna be no football season, and I've said this before.
well,
We don't need college football. We don't need college football. You can't say that they are. I mean, I think that's another reason is some of these schools are going to go online classes. They're
yeah.
going to say we're only doing online, which means
Mhm.
you can't have football players on campus
Yeah.
because they have to go to football practice. So some of these schools are making decisions behind closed doors and then coming out and pretending like, oh, it's because of safety. No, it's because it's a bad look. It's a bad look. So you're
I
not.
I didn't read watch any of the press conferences or anything, but I'm not sure they all said it was because of safety. I'm sure there's a lot of financial implications about why it may not be safety, but you got a lot of students who aren't going to be on campus, so your funding is going to be way down. You can't sell tickets to the games. Some of these conferences, without ticket sales and concessions at their stadiums, they can't pay for their athletic program. So,
Mhm.
it's got a lot to do. Like I said, it's not just COVID. There's a whole. It's COVID that's causing all this, but it's not just the safety issue. It's a financial issue as well, for the reasons they're canceling. So, um, anyway, the SEC and the ACC said they still plan to play, but we'll see how long that lasts.
I believe the SEC will still play, and if the SEC still play, then the Big 12 will probably still play. I don't think the ACC is going to play.
Okay.
The more importantly part is how did you going to do this championship? Because
It's not going to count. I bet you they don't even have one.
what? And what's the point of playing? You play to win the games. That's what
Okay,
Herm Edwards said.
that's
So
fine.
if I'm winning games, somebody going to crown me a champion.
You might
It
be
don't
a
matter.
a
You put an
conference
asterisk.
champion.
You can put an asterisk by my name. I'm still gonna
Okay.
I'm still gonna get a championship ring. I got a championship ring from the Baltimore Ravens. I might have paid for it, but I got I
All
got
right.
one. You get this
Why?
it's an asterisk on my 2000 because I mean I like to go out to the clubs here in Vegas, put my Baltimore Ravens ring on, pretend like I was on the squad back. Yeah, I was on the practice squad. You know what I mean, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not you won't tell them you're a starter because then they would Google you and figure out
Yeah.
you're not.
Well, I ain't stupid, though. It be shining bright too. I be
All
up
right.
like this is obviously pre-COVID. I
Yeah.
mean, like clubs ain't open no more. But
Well,
yeah,
my opinion is that they probably won't crown a national champion if it's just like
that would be a travesty.
I wouldn't think so. It wouldn't bother me that much. I mean,
You'll know why it's a travesty when we get to you suck.
okay. Looking forward to that now. All right. So the colleges, let's see. Okay. So colleges might be allowed to provide their athletes with more education related benefits, including school equipment, travel opportunities, and cash incentives as soon as this week. So I guess there's some new rules going on where looks like they're going to be giving more stuff to student athletes. So, and I'm 50-50 on some of this. I'm not real big on giving them cash. I don't know if it's like $100 a month or something like that. Yeah, even that's not that much. But for education related benefits, okay, no problem with that. That's what they're there for anyway, in theory, right? So pay for their books. That's fine.
In theory, yes, sir. I
School
get it.
equipment. I
Getting
mean, some,
all used books, all used books.
but most of the guys there are there to get an education. You're talking about the cream of the crop that are going to
Correct.
make it onto professional
There's
sports.
80,
So
was it 85 scholarships?
yeah,
Yeah. Only 12 of them cats are going to the NFL.
yeah. So
I don't.
including
Let me rephrase. Only
right,
12 of them are going to get an actual shot.
yeah,
Out of that 12, only 3 or 4
right.
are actually going to be on the squad. So you're
And that's
right.
right. That's what I talk about when I talk about basketball. There are 4,500 college basketball players in the United States, and 60 get drafted every year,
Yes.
and half of those aren't from here. So 30 out of 4,500 get drafted. The rest, you might get 100 that be able to make it in the G League or play internationally on top of that. So it's not that great a percentage. So I'm going to say most of these guys are going to school to get an education, and they're using that opportunity for that.
Indeed.
So more education related benefits, including school equipment. I don't know what they would mean by school equipment, like
Computers?
T-shirts.
No, computers. School
Okay,
equipment.
yeah,
Like
maybe
you need
school. Okay, I can see a
laptop.
laptop, pad,
Yeah.
something like. Okay, travel opportunities. What is that? Like travel abroad? What are you gonna travel opportunities? We'll
You
pay
got
for your.
you got to go home and see mama, dog.
Okay, I see. All
Yeah.
right, I see you. And cash incentives. I'm not big on the cash incentives. I'm not a big fan of paying these guys. They're getting fantastic benefits for a free
Wah,
education or
wah.
a less
The
expensive
12
education.
those 12 guys,
Yeah,
those 12 guys on every college team that might have an NFL opportunity. I don't know how they would designate that. It's easy to designate it if you're a star quarterback and you keep. I mean, what Clemson's quarterback,
yeah.
Sunshine. I know.
Trevor Lawrence.
No, Sunshine. He looked like Sunshine.
You're right. He does. I agree.
Like, he looked just like Sunshine to me. But Sunshine is obviously going to get drafted.
Yeah.
So what he brings to the Clemson University football team is greater than his scholarship. So those 12 guys, Dave. I even if his college costs $150,000 a year, he is worth more to the university than $150,000 a year. They should give you something because you are that great. For instance, let me put it to you this way: if he didn't play this year, and he might not,
Hmm.
he still get drafted in the first round and get millions. So
Yeah.
how is it? So how is it if I could be worth millions in the NFL, but not be worth millions right here? Come on, dog. It's simple math. You ain't even got to think that hard.
All right. As a matter of fact, I disagree
Okay.
because
Okay.
what Trevor Lawrence is
Oh,
getting from that scholarship is all that exposure, all that coaching that makes him look that good and lets him earn those millions of dollars.
okay.
So
I'm not even going. I mean, at 500,000, 600,000, it could be not whatever the hell you saying. He's still worth more right now to an NFL franchise. If an NFL franchise could say, "Yeah, man, we not doing this 3-year thing in NFL," he was worth after his freshman year. He was worth more. So if you want to say in your freshman year, yeah, it's a even you got more because
yeah,
we gave you the exposure. But in the case of Trevor Lawrence, specifically for him, I started as a freshman. I took a dude's job who was a champion.
yep.
So anything after his freshman year, they owe him money.
I don't disagree that if after his freshman year he wants to go pro, let him go. I'm okay with that. But if he's playing at Florida International, he's not worth much. He's not
We're
going to
going
make it to.
we're
He's not. He's.
we're,
Oh, let me say this.
we're
He's
going
not going
to
to make
see
much.
we're going to see. We're going to test this theory out
Okay.
with Dion's son signed to go to Florida Atlantic.
Okay.
We going to see how often they suddenly on ESPN.
Well, that's because he's Dion's son, man. If he's just like,
Ah!
what is
We go.
that?
Don't do
What
it.
is
Don't
that?
do that boy like that. That man out there working and hard and all that.
I'm
It's
not saying
because
he's
he's
not.
a good quarterback. Don't make it because he's somebody's son. Because if he's Dion's son, hold up. Dion's other son play at South Carolina. You don't hear jack about him being Dion's son.
You're right.
That my point is because he ain't gonna be a baller. I think this kid is legit, and it ain't gonna be if he's a sorry quarterback day, we won't hear nothing. We won't hear nothing about him.
Yep.
But he legit. I promise you, he legit. And when he show
Okay.
up, and all of a sudden we got Florida Atlantic University ESPN highlights, you can't tell me it ain't about him and his worth as opposed to, oh, they gave him exposure. No, he put them on the map. So
And
we'll see, dog.
why do you think
We'll
he'll be getting exposure? Because he's Deion's son. That's why we
because
care.
he can play.
That's
Because he can play.
There's a lot of guys that play that don't get that exposure.
Lies.
It's not.
The quarterback that just got drafted by Green Bay, he put Utah State on the map. You ain't know nothing about no damn Utah State.
I never heard of that guy before the draft.
That's because you don't watch football then. I watched him on ESPN.
What I'm saying is he's
okay. What are you saying? Because I saw him on ESPN twice. So did he not give them that exposure, or did they give him the exposure?
They gave him the opportunity. Why you always gotta be yelling, man? We don't need to be yelling.
It's BS. If he was a sorry quarterback, they would have never got to ESPN those 2 or 3 times.
Okay, so he's a good quarterback. But what I'm saying is, like, you're talking about Deion's son. He's going to get the There's a lot of good quarterbacks out there that don't get exposure because they're not Deion's son.
Lies. You can't. I just used Jordan as an example from Utah State. You said, so I'm off the Deion thing. I'm off the Deion Sanders thing. I'm off the son thing. How is it that Jordan, all of a sudden, Utah State is on ESPN when they have never been before? Because the quarterback was legit.
Okay.
How is it at the Buffalo Bills
2
quarterback?
games.
How is it that's 2 more games than they've gotten in 30 years?
Okay.
How is it is the quarterback down at the Buffalo Bills? Wyoming ain't never been on this ESPN, but suddenly, because he's an NFL prospect, they're on TV. He helped Wyoming way more than Wyoming helped him. It's about your play. Your play. If your play outweighs your scholarship, they should pay you.
I disagree.
Khalil Mack was at Buffalo. All of a sudden, you got 2-3 games of Buffalo on ESPN. Because
I never heard of Khalil Mack before the draft time. I remember the draft, and I'm like not really into college football like you are, but I keep up with it. So I mean, I would know the big players and stuff. So yeah, Deion's son's going to get the attention because he's Deion's son.
That's a lie because his son in South Carolina ain't getting no attention. So that's like you're saying it for one son, but not for the other.
Okay.
That's BS.
I'm not saying he's not good too.
You said he's getting attention just because he's Deion's son.
I didn't say just because. I said because. So yes, that's a big part of it.
Did the one at SMU get any love? No.
Yeah, who's the guy that was? They had a pretty good quarterback this year. I forgot what his name was.
Did Deion Sanders Jr. get any love at SMU? No, because he sucked. No. The player still, if you can play, you might get you 2-3 games on ESPN when your school has never, ever had that.
Okay. And that's why they gave you a scholarship, so you can come and play good.
Get out of here, man.
All right, so the players look like they're trying to create a union, and we're probably going to be on the other side of this too. So that'll be interesting. I don't know. I'm not up for a college football players union. You like that idea or not?
Duh. Yeah.
I know you do.
Why? Why not? Especially for those 12 dudes that they're outplaying. They're outplaying the worth of the scholarship. This is not a different argument.
I know it's not. That's what I'm saying. I said we're going to be on the opposite sides of that too. So we just move on from that anyway. So betting on college football has been halted at sports books.
Let me ask you this question before you move on.
All right, go ahead.
Why is it that if you're in the music department, right, you can go out and put your University of California jersey, band shirt on, and go make money as a musician? Why is it, right? Why is it if you were in the science department, everybody else that's on scholarship can use their name, use their likeness. They can actually go get jobs. They won't even let these kids, they won't give them money, and they
And
won't.
I have
Let me
no
finish.
problem with any of that. None.
Your problem with what? I didn't finish.
With them making money off their own likeness, with them teaching at a camp during the summer. I have no trouble with any of that.
So you okay with Trevor Lawrence going to sign autographs to get paid? Because the NCAA say you can't.
Yeah,
Because the
I got no
NCAA
problem with that.
that's my point. Like you're not even paying them, but you won't even let me benefit off of me.
Okay, I'm okay with
Like,
that part of it.
It's when you say you're not allowed to get paid off your own likeness, you're not allowed to get paid off of you.
Yeah.
But you are. Tell me what that is. That's
What
damn
is that?
slavery.
Yeah,
That's legalized slavery.
I knew that word was coming up.
It is.
It's not.
It's not legalized slavery then?
No.
They can get paid
Because
off
they are
of
getting
me,
something
but
in
I
return.
can't get.
They are getting something in return.
But I can't get anything off return on me.
Yes, you can. You are getting.
No, you can't. No, you can't right now.
You
If
can get an
you're an
education if
athlete,
you want it,
if
and you
you're
can
an
get
athlete,
exposure for being a professional athlete.
but so does everybody else that's on the scholarship.
Okay.
They can all do what you
They
just
all get
said,
it.
but
Absolutely.
not athletes.
No, that's the part I said I'm okay with. If you want to sign autographs, go
And
ahead.
because you can't, that's what makes it legalized slavery, Dad.
It's not slavery,
Because
man.
they're benefiting off of you, but you can't benefit off
You
of you.
are benefiting off of
I
you.
said you can't benefit, but you can't like every other scholarship person in the university.
So the rules are a little bit different for different people. I agree they should
No. They're a lot different.
Whatever.
Because
and
the
they should
athletes,
you're right. They should be the same.
the sports people are making buku money. The music department is not. They don't make the budgets are not the same. The music department and the science department don't bring in the same amount of money, but yet Trevor Lawrence can't get paid off his own name, signing his name, but the guy from the music department can.
Okay, I said I don't have a problem with that. The rules should be the same. I agree, 100%. So, all right. Man, I don't have much else, man. We didn't really talk anything about the all about the Benjamins this week. So,
man, I thought we was replacing all about the Benjamins
with
Stud and Duds. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no. So we didn't come up with some. If somebody out there has a suggestion about all about the Benjamins, one we should do, let us know.
I got a million of them, man.
Do you? Well, you should have said something this week because I didn't really.
Yeah, it happens.
If you got one of them, throw it out. We'll just make it up.
I'm trying to focus on my guns, dog.
All right. You said you got something for You Suck. Talk to me.
You Suck, man. I'm giving this to my son.
All right.
To my son Xander. Y'all seen him on the podcast before. You Suck is from my son Xander. He told me that his mom had an above ground pool. I was like, boy, my child support is working.
Yeah.
No.
Is it one of those little blow up pools or one of those little?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
When I see him later this month, I'm gonna spank him just for telling me that.
That's your child. That's your child support. That's what she can make off your child support.
Yeah. Well. You gotta put my business out
there. No, what I'm saying is just, never mind.
He said he had but technically he is right. It is above the ground. But he made me think that, mom's done hooked it up. I mean, she got plenty of black yard back there. She can darn that. It's at least half a foot.
Yard.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, she could put that thing on one side. It's gonna be good time. Man, I was finna come get in the pool, brother. Man, Xander, I love you, son, but you suck for that
one. Man, you can go to Walmart and get like a $2.99 for like $299. One that's like 3 feet deep, something like that, maybe 20 feet wide. That's not bad, but you talking about one of those little blow up 1 foot deep.
Yeah, it might be 3 feet deep, but still.
Yeah.
But still, I thought it was, 5 feet deep, kind of. above ground pool.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I got nothing again for you suck this week, man. I've been having a good couple weeks, so not gonna complain about anything or any of that kind of stuff. So moving on. What you got for Ray's rumination?
Man, I had something and I forgot, dude. My mind ain't that long.
I need to work harder on writing some of this stuff down during the week.
I had I had a lot. Look, you know my mind ain't 2 seconds long. 30 seconds from now, Ray's
Yeah.
reminiscence is gonna kick in. But you know what? I'm gonna do what I always do when I'm struggling for something for Ray's reminiscence.
Yep.
I just want to send a shout out to all the 18 listeners that listened to. How many people listened last week? Dave? I know you know. You
I
always let
did.
them.
6 on the podcast on
Just
the podcast
give
site
me the total number.
and 16 on the so 22 total.
I said 28. So I just want to shout out to the 22 people that listen. Hope you listen again. Just know that, hey, we love that y'all listen. But if you don't,
We're having
we
fun
could
anyway.
we good with that too.
So what I meant to say at the top of the show, and I need to write this down to say, look, like Ray and I have known each other for a long time. If you want to know who we are and who our prejudices as far as team are, and
Yes.
how we met and our story, whatever, go back to episode 1 and check
You
that
gotta see
out.
episode 1.
Yeah, because the first 10 or 15 minutes of that, we talk about who our teams are, where we come from, how we met, and that kind of stuff. So you guys check that out.
Yeah. Because
So,
I
all
mean
right.
you might be lost if you don't.
Yeah,
if,
that's true. You'd be like,
if you
who is this dude?
you'd be like, what the hell are they talking about? What's the brotherhood?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you might need you might you might need to listen to the first show just to get a concept. And you only need like the first 15, 20 minutes, like you said, of the first
Yeah.
show. And
All right.
then listen to different parts of this podcast, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. It'll make sense to you then.
Yep. All right. So go ahead and do your thing.
Oh man, that's the show. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit like. And if you don't like it, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit like anyway. They ain't gonna hurt nothing. But we really just appreciate you listening to us talk about our life and sports and our life through sports on the internet and the radio or your Bluetooth speakers. We don't do it to be attention seekers. We just two brothers talking about sports, better known to you as
Preachers from the bleachers.
Peace.
Peace out.